Diligent homemaker, I am glad you are here today. I'm Miss Katie with Heritage Ways, and today we're going to make a recipe from the newspaper. Now, I've talked to y'all several times already about how much I like to look in the newspaper and clip out recipes. Yes, there is still such a thing, at least in our area. I have already prepped some of the ingredients. You can find this recipe. I'm going to type it out and I'm going to drop it at my website, heritageways.com. And you can print it off. So you'll go to that recipe or to that website for that recipe. You'll find the link down in the description box of the video. So we have a guest who's gonna sit here and watch me. The truth is he's waiting on his lunch, which is in the toaster oven heating up. But we're gonna pretend like, Emerald Lagasse, he has people sitting there and they taste and they ask, intelligent questions and
You're asking a little much of some people.
Okay. Anyway, we're gonna make today lasagna casserole. So let's make this from the clipping in the newspaper, from the recipe that I clipped, or I will clip from the newspaper. Lasagna casserole, and I'm going just by the recipe. Well, almost just. Calls for 3 cups of uncooked egg noodles. Well, I've already measured those 3 cups and I've cooked those. Then it calls for a pound of ground beef and a half a cup of onion cooked together. So I've already done that. This is actually venison. And a half a cup of Vidalia onion. Actually, Mr. Patient, it's actually a whole Vidalia onion, but it's a small one. Your lunch is ready.
Sweet Vidalia, you always want to make me cry.
I've never heard that. All right, and then we've got 3 ounces of cream cheese, softened, but it's not really softened. And it's actually 4 ounces because I just cut the brick in half. Garlic salt, and then it calls for a 15-ounce can of tomato sauce. Well, and then a package of the spaghetti sauce. Well, see, I don't use that because I don't like the ingredients in the spaghetti sauce mix. And I actually feel like this is probably an older recipe, back before these jars of ready-made spaghetti sauce were so plentiful. So I did buy this Classico tomato and basil, and it's a 24 ounce, but I measured out 15 ounces. So that's what it looks like, almost 16, but that's what we're gonna use. Then it calls for a cup of evaporated milk and a cup of mozzarella cheese, and this is a cup and I grated it myself. I'm choosing an 8 by 11.5 by 2 inch dish today. I think a 9 by 13 is going to be too big for that amount of noodles. So let's go over to the stove and let's assemble it. Okay, the recipe calls for putting the 1 cup of evaporated milk in a pot and warming that up and actually melting this cream cheese in with it. So, there you go. Okay, nowhere, the recipe calls for a half a cup of garlic salt, and I've gone over that recipe 2 or 3 times, and nowhere in the description does it say to add it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add the garlic powder to the meat. Remember, the meat's already been browned, and the onion's in there. Okay, that's more than half a teaspoon. And then I'm going to season it with salt. It doesn't really call for that salt, it just calls for garlic salt, but I don't really buy garlic salt. And then let me turn it back on, and then it says to combine that spaghetti sauce packet, that little packet, with your 15 ounces of tomato sauce. But like I just said, I'm using the ready-made sauce, and you can use homemade or whatever, or if you want to use the packet, you just combine the packet with the tomato sauce. And then it says to add that sauce to your meat. So basically we have a meat sauce here. And you could use beef or, any meat you have. I have friends who have elk and bear. You could use, chicken or turkey, or we're using venison today because that's what we have a lot of. And we're just warming this up together. I love this little whisk. Mr. Patient, where did you get this for me? I know you got it last Christmas. online somewhere. You don't know.
Online, I don't remember.
We'll have to find it and drop a link or something. I love this thing.
That was the one that was suggested by America's Test Kitchen.
Oh, was it? Okay. Is it OXO? I don't think it is because it would have the red indication. The recipe says after this cheese is incorporated into this milk, and honestly, I'm not worried about it being completely smooth or anything like that because it's going to continue to melt when I bake it. So then it says to add the noodles to that. 3 cups before we cooked it. Okay, I'm going to turn the meat sauce off, and I'm actually going to turn our noodles off, and then we're going to assemble it all together. Now, what I did, folks, is I let this sit there, that cream milk, the cream cheese, the milk, and the noodles, and while I let it sit there while we ate our lunch, the noodles really absorbed that liquid, so there's no any extra liquid. I'm actually going to let you help me. If I hold it up, here, you hold it up, and you, let's do it this direction. And you just get it in there. Now tonight, we're gonna have this lasagna casserole.
I can't see.
Well, I'm gonna dump and then there you go. Lasagna casserole.
Okay.
And then we're gonna have fresh cut cream corn.
Mercy.
I know.
I like some fresh cut.
Oh, and sliced tomatoes. Homegrown.
Yes.
How are we doing?
I think I got it.
Pair that over that. Spread it. Hey, buddy.
Hello.
We're making supper. Here, let me do that and then.
It's gonna be good.
Yeah, it is. It's a lasagna casserole.
Ooh.
We're gonna have it with fresh cut cream corn tonight. The shredded mozzarella on top. It says top of the mozzarella, bake it 350 for 20 minutes. I mean, cause it's all cooked, you know. It's all cooked.
It's just getting it all hot and melting the cheese.
I add a little bit of the pepper jack in there too. That's what you see. Okay, now that's the cup.
That's not enough cheese.
That's what I'm thinking.
Because you can't ever have too much cheese.
It's a cup. What in the world? Who invented that recipe? Well, we're fixing to go in here and get some more.
See, when you put the cheese on top, if you can still see what's underneath, it's not enough.
I know. Why don't you do that? And I'm going to take this over here out of the way. Mr. Patient, one thing I like to do is have the dishwasher just kind of ready to accept my dirty dishes while I'm cooking. You know, just helps with cleanup. Oh, he's going to go at it.
Well, yeah.
Now, I'm going to have to...
See, that's more like it.
And the black things, like I said, that's
The
homemade.
pepper jack.
It's homemade.
Look, there's not that much left.
I know, just go ahead. I was gonna say, I didn't make the cheese itself. A friend of ours did. So, made this ahead of time. We're gonna bake it when I'm ready to have supper, 350, 20 minutes. I'm glad I used that 8.5 or 8 by 11.5 dish. If you used
What
9
was it
by
calling
13,
for?
it just said casserole dish.
Oh, okay.
So,
Yeah, 9 by 13, it would be really thick.
no, thin. It would be spread out more, so it'd be thinner.
Oh, 9 by 13. I had 9 by 9 in my head. Sorry.
All right.
Yeah, 9 by 13 would be really
So we're going to
thin.
show a picture here of what it looks like after it's been cooked, and it's going to be bubbly and smell good, and we're going to have good supper. So thanks for being with me today.
Yep. Thanks for cooking for me.
Okay, count your blessings. I do that every day. Mr. Patient's one of my blessings, my big one, biggest one on this earth. I love you.
Love you.
All right. That's to gross out the kids that are watching.
Yeah, because that's our job.
When our grandkids watch.
That's our
Woo!
job. Embarrass our kids. It's always been our job. Like singing in Kroger and that kind of thing.
Singing in Kroger? I'll sing in Kroger. Don't tempt me. I'll sing. All right. Thanks, y'all.